Good morning, wrestling fans. Today is Thursday, June 8th, 2023. And as I talked about last night on 360 Wrestling Fanatic, this morning's episode of Good Morning Wrestling Fans is going to be a special talking about the career and the life of the Iron Sheik, who unfortunately passed away yesterday at the age of 81. Definitely a sad day in the world of pro wrestling. Huge star in the business, and definitely was a big part of Hulk Hogan's career early on. And Iron Sheik was born March 15th, 1942. Of course, was most known for his wrestling career as the Iron Sheik. He was also, though, an amateur wrestler and former WWF World Champion. He won in 1983. And actually, yes, he did have a long career, but I want to say, I don't know if it was the first time I saw him, but one of the first times when I really was watching him a lot that I remember was back when he was Colonel Mustafa with Sergeant Slaughter, and when Slaughter was feuding with Hulk Hogan for the WWF Championship at the time, was leading up to their match for the WWF title at WrestleMania 7. And that was the angle when Sergeant Slaughter was the Iranian sympathizer. I probably said it wrong both times. But, like I said, he had a great career before then, though. Was trained by Vern Gagne and Billy Robinson. He started his pro wrestling career. He debuted in 1973. And actually, he didn't officially retire till April 24th, 2010. And I know I'm going back and forth here, but he also made an appearance at WrestleMania 17 in the Gimmick Battle Royal, and I've heard a story before that the reason he won that one is because at the time he said he couldn't take a bump, couldn't go over the top, so he won the Battle Royal, and then Sergeant Slaughter got him in the Cobra Clutch after the match, and he has definitely made appearances for WWE since then. And in 2005, the night before WrestleMania 21, is when he went into the WWE Hall of Fame. And I would say, if there was a list of top heels in the history of pro wrestling, I say he'd probably be towards the top of the list, along with the Sheik as well. And he was definitely one of those heels that fans love to hate. I mentioned his feud with Hogan defeating him for the WWF Championship. And then there's a famous clip, I'm sure everyone has seen the highlight before, the Iron Sheik having Bob Backlund in the clutch and Arnold Skolin throwing in the towel. That is definitely a famous clip in WWF history. And the last few years or so, a lot of people like to follow the Iron Sheik on Twitter with some of the kind of crazy, silly stuff he says on there. Says a lot about Hulk Hogan and other things in the world of pro wrestling and just the other world as well. And I want to say that this season of, or it was on, actually, yeah, it did air, but I don't think I watched it yet, though. What I was going to say was biography, The Iron Sheik. And now that I think about it, that did actually air already, but that is the one episode that I actually missed from this past season of biography WWE Legends. I've been meaning to watch it. I do have it recorded on my Sling DVR, but unfortunately I never got around to watching it yet. But it is a very unfortunate, very sad news in the world of pro wrestling. And this episode of Good Morning Wrestling Fans is definitely dedicated to the memory of WWE Hall of Famer, pro wrestling legend, the Iron Sheik. And that's all for this Thursday morning episode of Good Morning Wrestling Fans. Hope to have more episodes of 360 Wrestling Fanatic coming at you soon. And tomorrow we'll be back for the Friday episode of GMWF. And hope everyone has a great pro wrestling day. And I will talk to everyone tomorrow morning. And rest in peace, the Iron Sheik.